Come make a Valentine's fridge gallery with me. I decided I'm going to leave up a lot of the winter scenes just because they go along with Valentine's. And I did go ahead and already switch out this vintage postcard for a Valentine's postcard. Now that I look at it, this one and this little blue flower don't feel like they belong for Valentine's Day, and I have plenty to fill in this space, so I'm going to pull them. I've decided to go ahead and add this thrift find just because it looks kind of like red roses a little bit, and it's a little less springy. I also have this pin that my grandma gave me, and I've never worn it, and I've been trying to figure out how to include it with my Valentine's items. I think this is the best way. You guys may also remember these little flowers I found in the craft section of the thrift store, and here is another pin from Hallmark that my grandmother gave me. I put another one that looks very similar on my holiday trinket shelf. And today I am using a guard on my finger that has a little hole for my fingernail, so it's perfect. I also have this tiny little stitchery project that I did, and I will tell you more about these little embroidery hoops and this whole kit later on. But for now, let's go ahead and get some magnets on them. These little flowers, I think they were a set of 4 for $1.25, and so I've definitely gotten my money's worth. I left the pin back on the heart just because I think it might be a cute pin in the future, so I wanted that option to stay there. I did have to build up a lot of these with glue to make sure that the magnet cleared the item so it wouldn't scratch the fridge. And I'm also out of my really big magnets, so I was having to put several medium magnets on each item, which is no problem. I'll replace it once I get big ones. Back in January of 2023, I found this bag of vintage Valentines for only 50 cents. There are some just really great ones. I also have just a couple of faux vintage postcards in here that I purchased and have used throughout my house. But right now I'm just going through them and trying to figure out which ones will fit in these frames, and I don't want to have to cut them. So which ones will fit in there and will still look nice and complete. Each year I figured out how to implement even more and more of the Valentines. So hopefully someday I will get them all put up somehow. Just like the winter frames, I bought each of these frames for $2 at Walmart, and it works really well because they're really cheap, so they're not very heavy, and so they don't fall off the fridge. I loved that this one came with a mat too, so I was able to use that. I decided to go with the 2 white and the light pink just to kind of pull away from the red a little bit, just because I knew I already had a lot of red. And I chose the teal postcard over the little boy because the little boy just kind of creeped me out, if I'm honest. And I like how the teal brings in other colors. So I got the frames ready. All of these had magnets on them, and then I still had a couple of other items that I had already made into magnets that could go back on the fridge for the season. I thought the little faux plants that were dark maroon would work out, and so here is a reminder of what my fridge looked like before. I did replace both postcards, and here is the transformation. There is my Valentine's magnet gallery. This side is definitely more red, gold, cream colored. I wasn't able to pull in much pink on this side, but I don't mind it because I just think red and gold are so beautiful together. The other side, however, I was able to use that pink frame and the pink flowers, and I think it really works, especially with the very stark white. So I think they're both complementary, but very separate as well. Let me know what you guys think.